Hi everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, feel free to subscribe, leave a comment, and if you wish to work with me on a one-on-one level and really get to know yourself in a more spiritual way, feel free to send me a message. And also, if you want to be part of my spiritual podcast called Consciously Awakening, feel free to also send me a message. Today I want to speak about 5 messages from our higher self, and really how to connect with our higher self, how to connect to our true being. So 5 messages and how to connect with the higher self. I'm going to start with how to connect with it, and then I'm going to move into the 5 messages. Okay, so what is the higher self? Well, the higher self is our divine self. It is our true expression. It is our soul signature. Okay, and how do we connect with this higher self? Well, we learn to listen to what we feel. Okay, the higher self speaks to us through our emotional body, and the best way to connect with your higher self is to follow the stream of consciousness that is coming from source energy. Okay, I believe that we are guided from a higher realm of consciousness. I believe that we are guided from the spirit realm, which may be source energy. Okay, so the messages from the higher self are coming into your emotional field as a pure positive feeling. Okay, the more that you learn to listen to your feelings is the more that you get to connect to your higher self. Now, of course, I may contradict myself, but what I'm realizing is the fact that it's not always about positive feelings. So in a way, you gotta learn to dance with your feelings and accept all feelings. Okay, what is more important than always feeling good is to get better at feeling. Okay, so in essence, if you want to connect to your higher self, you gotta listen to what you feel, but at the same time you gotta learn to also embrace negative feelings. You also gotta learn to play your own game and really get to express yourself the way that you want to express yourself. So what I've realized in my own journey was the fact that even if I felt a pure positive feeling, there was also a time to experience negative feelings. Okay, there was also a time to experience low vibrational feelings. Okay, now yes, this is how to connect to your higher self. And really connecting with your higher self is actually doing what you love. The more that you do what you love is the more that you raise your energy, is the more that you raise your frequency, is the more that you raise your consciousness. Okay, so the first message from the higher self is do what you love. It's so important, especially in today's world where we are programmed in a way, where we are losing our authenticity. Okay, so it's important to begin to do what you love. It's important to question what your talents are. It's important to really get to express your vision into the world. Okay, if we don't do what we love, we get stuck in the matrix. And it's not fun to get stuck in the matrix. It's not fun to get stuck in a 9-to-5 job. It's not fun to not express yourself. Okay, I believe that we are all unique beings and each person has its own soul signature, and the more that we learn to find our own unique signature is the more that we get to actually discover our talents. Okay, so it's about questioning, it's about looking within, it's about really getting to do what we love. Okay, the more that you do what you love is the more that you expand your energy. The more that you do what you love is the more that you connect with your higher self. The more that you do what you love is the more that you will also help the world expand. Okay, so the first message from the higher self is do what you love. So important, guys, super important. I realized that when I do these videos, I actually raise my energy, I actually raise my consciousness, I actually let go a bit more. And this is actually the second message from the higher self. Let go. Okay, let go and really surrender to your spirit, surrender to what you feel, surrender to the present moment. Okay, how do we let go? Well, we give up on the things that are no longer serving us. We simply start not caring so much anymore. Okay, so one example would be you gotta let go of what other people think of you. This is what I have done in my own journey, and this is what I'm doing in my own journey. I let go of what other people think of me, and trust me, it feels good. It feels awesome. It feels amazing. Okay, so yes, the second message from the higher self is let go a bit more. Let go a bit more and realize that what is meant for you will actually happen. Okay, what is meant for you will actually happen. And when you really trust yourself, and when you really trust your feelings, when you really trust the universe, you realize that everything that is happening for you, and all that you gotta do is actually get detached in the process. Okay, so get detached in the process and let go a bit more. Now, it's important to let go. It's important to let go, because when we let go, we also allow things to come into our lives. Okay, when we let go, we also allow manifestations to come into our lives. When we let go, we become our true authentic version. Okay, now the third message from the higher self would be trust the process. Trust the process and really jump into the game. Jump into the game and really get to actually express yourself, because it's so beautiful. You have so many talents, you have so many gifts. You have the gift of everything that is in existence, because you are the universe itself. Okay, you have this amazing gift to create yourself. You have this amazing gift to create something beautiful for the world. And what I've seen in my journey was the fact that I had to trust the fact that the universe would actually give me the experiences that I needed. I had to trust the fact that the universe was actually playing ahead of myself and actually arranging things in my favor, you know. So you gotta trust and you gotta jump into the game. This is actually a message from the higher self as well. You gotta trust and you gotta jump into the game. Okay, if you trust, then the universe will respond, because like Paulo Coelho said, like Paulo Coelho said, he said that when you really want something, the whole universe conspires and inspires for you to actually receive that thing. So you gotta trust your dream, you gotta trust your passion, you gotta trust your consciousness, you gotta fight with your heart, you gotta trust your intuition. Okay, so the third tip was trust. Okay, now the fourth tip is the fourth message is the fact that you are a spiritual being, and you gotta allow that to be your true authentic version. Okay, you are a spiritual being and you are guided from the higher realms of consciousness. I believe that the higher self is operating as source energy. What is source energy? It is really the intelligence of the universe. It is higher consciousness. It is who we truly are in our essence. Okay, so when you realize your spiritual nature, and this is actually the fourth message from the higher self, is recognize your spiritual nature. Okay, when you recognize your spiritual nature, you realize that you are unstoppable. I believe that we are not humans looking for a spiritual experience, but more likely we are spiritual beings having a human experience. So in essence, the fourth message from the higher self is the fact that you are divine. This is my point. Okay, you are divine. You are a divine being of light and love. You are higher consciousness. You are the universe expressing itself. And you cannot really go wrong in this space-time reality, because even if it seems like you are experiencing failure, even if it seems like you are experiencing low vibrational moments, even if it seems like you are experiencing loss and hatred maybe and all kind of things, realize that you cannot go wrong and you are actually a divine being. Okay, so the fourth message from the higher self is reclaim your divine nature. Okay, reclaim your divine nature and realize that everything that is happening for the purpose for you to actually learn your lesson and get to actually be a spiritual gangster. Okay, so the fourth message from the higher self is you are a divine being. Okay, now the fifth message from the higher self, the five one, my English goes wrong now, the 5-1. Okay, the fifth message from the higher self is you gotta love yourself. Okay, you gotta love yourself. If you really want to connect to your higher self, you gotta step into the stream of consciousness that is represented by flow, by harmony, by peace, by abundance. Okay, so when you love yourself, you realize that you are a divine being of light and love. When you love yourself, you realize that you cannot go wrong. When you love yourself, you also raise your energy, you also raise your heart's capacity to actually hold more beautiful emotions. Okay, so the fifth message from the higher self is self-love. Respect yourself, take care of yourself, go into nature, meditate a bit more, appreciate others, love and embrace yourself, operate as love, because I believe that love is the highest vibrational energy in the universe. And when we operate as love, we open our consciousness to the next level, okay, and that is the level of infinity. Okay, I believe that the universe actually expands in an infinite way, and when we love ourselves and connect to this higher consciousness, we realize that we are unstoppable. Okay, so the fifth message: love yourself. Love yourself. I realize that self-love is so important in the spiritual journey, and not only in the spiritual journey, in our human journey, guys, in our day-to-day life's journey. Okay, self-love is so important. So dare to laugh more. I realize that sometimes I'm experiencing some thoughts that I don't want to experience, but what I'm doing, I'm actually laughing at myself. I'm laughing at my flaws. I'm laughing at my mistakes. I'm laughing at my imperfections. And guess what? It feels good. And when it feels good, you also release resistance. When it feels good, you also allow higher consciousness to actually pass through you. Okay, guys, so this is today's message about 5 messages coming from the higher self. Yes, allow yourself to be yourself, okay? And yeah, allow yourself to actually laugh more, because you have come here on the planet to celebrate. And this would also be a message that you have come here on the planet not to suffer, but to celebrate. Guys, thank you for watching, and these are my 5 messages coming from the higher self. Yes, embrace, love, accept, be in harmony with yourself, and realize that even if it gets hard, it's still on purpose. Even if you are in a crisis, you are still accomplishing your soul purpose, because I believe that you cannot really avoid your soul purpose, and what is meant to happen will happen for you in an easy and flowy way. Okay, guys, thanks for watching, and see you on what is coming up next. These are my 5 messages from the higher self. Realize that the higher self is constantly speaking to you, and really your higher self is actually your most important spirit guide, because it's who you truly are in essence. Okay, guys, thanks for watching, and see you on what is coming up next. Much peace and abundance, and I love you so much. Bye bye.